目当てで来たんでしょ。貸し出し。
Hey, Sketch. Yeah, this is pretty degenerate. It's the uncertainty of the future that we don't get in Record Keeper. I can't see anything that's coming, so I don't know how worth it is to save in this game. So I'm unable to save nearly as much as I am in Record Keeper. Because I hate the idea of hoarding. I can't stand it. Resources that are not spent are worthless. So if I'm ever going to not spend resources, I want to make sure that they have a something that they're being saved for specifically. So, since I was able to get what I was looking for from the weapon banners so quickly, I've got some resources, and I don't mind spending them on Ningguang, who I think brings a pretty unique skill set into the game. And Keisheng, who is seemingly a very fun character. I think that makes sense. I mean, Rosaria is a character that we know is coming imminently. It should be in the next patch. So saving for that makes a ton of sense. If that's your goal. But at the moment, what the future things that I would be saving for are completely in the dark. Which is basically Ball, the Electro Archon. I don't know anything about that character, or when they're gonna come. Yeah, it's 500's a pretty low bar. It shows how pessimistic they are about people's social media engagement for the game, which is understandable. Feels like the game's been running on fumes for a while. I hope it keeps on coasting. Labyrinth looks good. I'm looking forward to Labyrinth. That may be part of the problem with Record Keeper being not exactly like the target market for the social media engaged, since it's a fairly like older person nostalgia game. Yeah, yeah. 6th anniversary is this month. So that would be March 2015. Why you just... Yeah, well, what I always explained when I first started up to sketch is that this is pretty degenerate. You know, I don't think it's that degenerate. I think there's logic here for this pull. Hey, Rognus. The one I'm pulling for, or the one that I'm currently using? Because I would agree with both. In case Shing makes sense, because she's yeah, she's not like that great. It's totally a pull for favoritism. And that's the degenerate part. Because it's something I usually don't do. Yeah, I think I am. I have a lot of pity built up already. I'm already about halfway there. And it's not just for her. Because Ningguang is there. And I've been thinking about the whole thing I've been talking about with Ningguang and Albedo. And I think they're pretty different characters. Can I roll while in co-op? That's a good question. I don't know. You want to try it out? So, okay. So here are my points of trying to reason through this. One is, I brought up the point during the Sunday stream, and that's, it feels like every single banner from now on is going to have a Barbara on it, which is, this is a character I just don't want. So, that would be pretty degenerate. So while I'm not really in a hurry for Ningguang, I have sincere doubts that it's ever going to be better. It's not like Bennett's constellations are bad, because I would still like to get his C5 eventually. I don't have guaranteed character pity. And I guess that kind of brings up part of my point is, since I do have a fairly decent amount of pity built up, I don't want to pull for Venti. I do not want to pull on a Venti banner, because I'm terrified of getting one of him. I think the likelihood that I ever get his C2 is ridiculously low, and his C1 doesn't do anything. I would love his C2, but that's just never going to happen. I don't want to touch a Venti banner. Not with a 100-foot pole. But I'd feel more comfortable about doing it if the 4 stars were good. If I had 0 pity. So that's basically my rationale is I've got 31, 32, something like that. Why not reset it on a banner with a 5-star that I actually like? And the only reason that this is possible is because I hit the 75%er and got one of the banner weapons with my weapon pulls. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Pure Ningguang would be great. Or off banners. Off banner Ningguang alternate. Or just pure Ningguang. I currently have a C0 Ningguang with the possibility to go to C1 by buying from the shop. So just getting one Ningguang would give me the opportunity to have a C2. And that's the important cutoff for her. And the next important cutoff for her is C6. So if I get just one, I'll be happy with that. I've resigned to the fact that I'm probably going to get at least one Barbara, which is painful. Hey, Andrew. Hey, you. Well, this went to full 10. No Barbara. No Barbara. Not allowed. No Barbara. Okay, yes. Yes. Well, that gives me the ability to pick her up at C2. So, that's a victory. That puts me at 41. Now, some of my rationale has flown out the window. In order to get to soft pity, I would need to pull 35 more times. I think we're in it to win it. No, I can 10 pull. There's just no difference between 1 and 10. There's not like any sort of rate up for 10 pulls or anything. But there is a silent counter as you ascend with your pulls. Like two different silent counters, and I don't like to go over. Well, I can buy them both. I have a 120 star glitter. Yeah. There is actually a 4-star soft pity, which means that the rate to to get a 4-star character is increased at 9. But you're guaranteed at 10. And you're also able to get a character prior to 9. It's like, it's a poor percent chance though, like 5%? I forget. .1%. But when you do get a character, it resets that silent counter. So there can be value in only pulling as much as you need. So I'd rather not do 10 at a time. Luckily, I think a lot of people are affected by just seeing so many misses all in a row. But that doesn't really bother me. I mean, this is only my personal experience, Ryan, but I'm pretty sure it's 9. I hit 8 a lot on weapon banners, but I know weapon banners soft pity is different. Like those weapon pulls that I did the other day. Well, I have all of this marked down. Am I already done? Probably not. I think I'm in it now, because I'm 41 in. That means there's not a whole lot of room for me to pull on a different banner before hitting pity. So I want to make sure that I use my pity on a banner that I like. So it took me 8 to hit my first on the weapon banner the other day. Then 2. Then 8. Then 8. Then 6. So it never even went to 9. But on the event banner, it's basically 9 or 10 every time. In this first round of 5-star pity, it took me 9 to get Rust, 10 to get Jinyan, 2 more to get another Jinyan, and then 10 to get Beidou, and then 10 to get Ningguang. Okay, so a whole lot of 9s there. But I don't know, I get hit 10 a lot. 35 more into this? Yeah. It's degeneracy. There's a lot of risk here. I missed Barbara so far. But yeah, I mean, let's go, because I don't know, we'll see what happens. Right. And that's the way I look at it, Ryan. It's managing your... Pity is a resource. And, you just got to manage that. No, I don't have any interest in either of those. Well, I mean, I like Hu Tao, but I have Diluc. And I think there's a lot of overlap between the two characters. Whereas the niche that Keishing fills is not something that I have. So even though I have favoritism towards the character, there is an actual logical desire to pick her up. Even though I feel like there's probably going to be a better Electro character down the line. Yeah, the Archon. It is my hope that the Archon is going to be another support character like the Archons usually are. And there is no overlap between the two. And yeah, I was talking about it with Sketch when I first started the stream, is that it's such a blank. Who knows when that's going to be? And I hate stockpiling resources for question marks. So I'm pretty sure that was 8. I wish this stuff showed up in your history immediately. Are we going to 10 again? Alright. Anything but Barbara is pretty acceptable right now. It's true. It's true. Well, that was 51. Two more 4 stars until we hit 5-star soft pity. Oh. Spoke too soon. Okay. I may end up with a C5 Bennett at this point, or at this rate. That was 54. C4. One more and I get 3 levels to his burst, which is the big one. And then he becomes dangerous because I don't want his C6. Yeah, I'd like not to have the permanent exclamation mark. It would bother the hell out of me. So no C6. This is 9. It's either 10 or bust, huh? Not even getting that soft pity. Rain Slasher. Okay. Well, Rain Slasher is a thing that exists. How is it on support beta? I have a feeling it's not that good because of the Elemental Mastery main. It is better than Barbara. For sure. So that was 64. So I'm forced to suffer through another potential Barbara. Yeah, I just don't think Elemental Mastery is good on Electro characters. Wow, that's a 5-star. I usually try to rate 4 stars versus each other because the easy it is to get those versus 5-star. I think the Lithic Greatsword that just came out is pretty fantastic for her. Oh, that's 3. Oh, God, man, I'm on fire today. So that was 67. Could be, but if that's the way it rolls, then that is unfortunately unavoidable, so it's not a loss, even though it's going to feel bad. So I lost count, but I think that was 75. So no! Yeah, Black Sword's 90. Yeah. Yeah, you cock-blocked my 76. Now what happens? Nothing good. That's what happens. Oh, man. Everything past 76 feels like just... Oh, such a waste. And I stopped counting once I lost track at before. So we're just kind of pulling until I hit now, and then I'll look at the history later. Yeah, this isn't good. If I get another barb. There it is. Okay. That is one of the better outcomes. I am unhappy about missing out on Best Girl, though. Her C1 makes her per skill do 40% more damage. And if you've used the character before, you know how potent that actually is. Yeah, well that's the thing. Like I'm unhappy about not getting the character that I wanted, but at the same time I haven't lost my place. Her C2 is very, very good. And that is one of the good parts about picking up her C1. Well, this seems awesome, but only in conjunction with certain characters. Like this plus Zhao? Oh, man. Yeah, no, all of her constellations are good. All of them. Even this is good for her. Because what you should be doing is using her burst and then using her skill directly afterwards. So her skill would do a ridiculous amount of damage on a low cooldown. No, it isn't. Not just Zhao. Like, Venti you can burst with Venti. And then one of the things that's common to do if you're running both of the characters together, and it's a common duo to run, is run over and just use Jean's bursts underneath everything. Because it's one of the few things, and this is the problem, is it hits everything that's in the air in Venti's ult. And her skill auto-acquire targets stuff that's in the air, too. Okay, her C6 doesn't seem that great. It's just damage reduction. And yeah, I suppose that's probably undervalued, but it's not great for a C6. Not that I really give a shit. I think Jean's C2 is actually a possibility. Where her C6 is not something that should ever cross my mind in the entire game. 2 Ningguang, 2 Bennett, Rain Slasher, and 1 Barbara. Show you in a sec. Using a normal attack when executing the second attack of Passion Overload's charge, level 1, allows an additional attack to be performed, and it does 135% of the second attack's damage. Oh, that's it? So he kind of does like a mini plunge attack, and it looks like it's pyro infused. It doesn't actually state that in the constellation. Well, I am going to have to learn how to use Bennett in a different way now, because it does seem pretty worth. See, I mean, before it's that, and the only reason that you would use Charge 1 is if you're, like, shredding a cryo shield or something. Because it's just not worth the charge up. But now it is worth the charge up. Yeah, now it's 3 hits. That's useful. Well, my pity is reset, and now I'm at guaranteed. So I didn't actually lose anything. I had good 4-star pulls, and I progressed towards guaranteed. So today was pretty successful. Oh, you can animation cancel it. Oops. The most ideal situation would have been exactly what I got, but getting Keishing with my 5-star instead. But this was the second best scenario. Risk the last 4-star? No, not at all. The only reason I kept on pulling was that I had a chance to get Ningguang and Bennett while going towards 5-star, but once I got that first Ningguang constellation, I was done pulling specifically for 4 stars. Yeah, and that's why. Like, I felt like it was pretty safe. If I hit standard, then I hit standard, because the only thing that would have been bad was getting Shishi. And I avoided that. I avoided the worst case scenario. I'm happy with that. Yeah, sure. Join my game. Or I can join yours. Oh, you just want to... You want to use your G-Gen character that I didn't get? Okay, well, Wolf works too. Where the hell? I've never had to come over here before. Damn it, Oz! I didn't even get a chance. Yeah, I did not have a good time with the original floor 12. I didn't realize that lampgrass is so good here. So where does that leave me with the Hu Tao banner? Probably not good. Well, it feels uncomfortable when you overstate my luck so much. Like, I got good 4 stars, but I failed. And the degenerate reason I had the stream. So, it makes me feel bad. Yeah, I don't know. Xinqiu's C6 is so good. But I think that I just can't risk it anymore. Since I've got guaranteed character pity now. I think I just have to wait until I like the 5-star. So we're ready for that Zhongli rerun. Bring it on. Are you sure you want to use Zhao here? The wolf is actually immune to winds. Yeah, it's immune to winds. It is kind of weird. It makes a little sense since it's one of the... one of the Archon's friends. Okay, if you're gonna play Degen, I'll play a different Degen that goes together with the other one. Yeah. Kind of envious of that. The pink Sealy. Such a good color. So that Zhongli rerun banner better have some good 4 stars on it, because I'm coming for him. I think I'm still gonna buy Ningguang Constellation from the shop. Just to get me closer to that C6 awesomeness. It's so rare to see a Shishi in the wild. So Star Shatter just increases the damage per gem. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, C4. The C3 seems fine. Just increases her damage output. And it sounds like her burst is a fair amount of her damage. Yeah, this is awful. But, like, picking up a constellation point wouldn't be for the C3, it would be to get me closer to the C6. Even though the C3 would increase her damage output. The Jade screen itself does a surprising amount of damage. I didn't even know it dealt damage when it was summoned. That's all I gotta do. I can get behind that. Yeah, I was checking to see how effective three talent levels would be for getting our C5. And it seems like it would actually be a lot. So you would go from level 9, 391% skill damage to level 12, 460%. That's a big increase. And that's a lot of damage. I guess that kind of dictates what I'm going to be taking with the Battle Pass this time. I think we're leveling up that Solar Pearl. Solar Pearl seems incredible on her. It actually aesthetically fits her too. That's rare. Kind of unlike the clashing color palettes I got going on here. There is an issue with it. What, Solar Pearl? Apparently there's a little delay. What is the issue? That it only increases her normal attack damage? That makes sense. Should have thought of that. Yeah. It wouldn't apply to her normal. I don't think. Since it's a specifically calls out normal attack damage. It's a good point. And her charged attack is a big... I don't like Wood Sith on her. Crit damage is obviously a good stat, but if I'm relying specifically on crit damage, then I'd probably just use Solar Pearl instead. Because she does do a lot of burst and normal attack damage. I don't know. It is good. These two are obviously very good. Just sucks. The elemental mastery is junk. Yeah. Widsith is a perfect 4-star weapon for Mona. So it's not like I have the option of using Widsith on Ningguang, because I would need to get an entirely new Widsith. Because this is not leaving Mona's hands. Eye of Perception, honestly, I think it sounds like a very good weapon. And it sounds like the refinement of Eye of Perception is extremely strong. Because it's not only increasing the damage of the bolt jumps, it's reducing the proc cooldown. God, that clashes with her so hard, though. It looks kind of ridiculous. No, they're not good. You've got Mappamare, which is Elemental Mastery main, so automatically shit. And then this is HP percentage main. Oh, there is the new one, but that's just an Eye of Perception alternate. I just think it's a not as good version of Eye of Perception. Unless you were a cryo catalyst. Why did I go down this way? Zhongli just liked running, I guess. So attack main stat, just like Eye of Perception, and an 80% AoE, 200% attack if they're afflicted by cryo. Yeah, this is pretty much cryo catalyst only. And its proc rate doesn't reduce. While Eye of Perception at R5 goes down to 8 seconds every proc. Okay. So probably don't pick up Solar Pearl. If I had gotten the Degenerate, I probably would have picked up another Black Sword. But now I don't know. You know what Ningguang needs? Gene C2, increase that attack speed. It seems like it. It's the substat. Like, crit and crit damage are just way too valuable as... Well, I say main stat. Just alternate? That would be the idea. Be Zhongli Ningguang XX. Ugh, her animations are weird. It'll take a little practice. What the hell? I forgot how bad this test trial is. They give Ningguang Favonius Codex. Cool, cool. That's how you sell a character. Well, as I said last night, I don't have anything to do today since I'm condensing all of my resin for Resistance Day tomorrow, since I've got to talon up Mona and Diluc, which is going to take everything that I've got. No, Sactome is EM. That's why I don't like it. That's why it feels like it is only good for Sucrose and in some rare situations Mona.
商船の中で完璧な狩人は痕跡を残さないわ。
Now, it's clearly an excellent catalyst for Sucrose. Black, white, and gold is just such a nice color palette. Where's your catalyst? Okay, there it is. Right, her normal attack doesn't bring her catalyst out. Charge attack neither, I guess? There we go. Yeah, alright. I don't have anything to do. The only thing I have to do is figure out what I'm doing with my battle pass, and I still have 2 weeks for that. I don't really like this. I do think the refine ability is good because it reduces the proc cooldown. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, oh yeah, good call, good call. I've just never actually used the character, since I just picked her up with the Lantern Select. I'm less than thrilled with the vacuum effect. It's pretty weak, and it's a very small area. It hasn't seemed to be very useful on Ganyu when I use it. It only procs on normal and aimed shots, so it's really for not. It's not for anybody but Ganyu. Well, and chilled, but I don't have chilled. That's what needs to happen. As I'm approaching Soft's Pity on the standard banner, it's got to bail me out like it always does, and that's where I got to get my Kishing. Now watching me get another gene. On who? Ah. Yeah. No, I like deathmatch. There was were depending on how the weapon banner went for me, there was a chance I was going to get that. It's fairly simple. Has a high crit rate at 90, but it is only 454 attack. But it does have a higher crit rate. Yeah. And all of the others. Every 45 days. It's like, this is the toughest decision to make in the game. I feel like every single one of these has been hard. True, it would. I feel like refining makes the most sense at this point. But the problem is, refining on Solar Pearl would be good for Ningguang. Refining Viridescent Hunt would be good for Ganyu. Refining Black Sword would be good for nobody. It would purely be for the future. Which would be either lucking out and pulling Keishing somewhere or Ayaka. But looking at Ayaka's kit, it seems like a lot of her damage output is using her normals to reduce the cooldown of her skill, and her skill doing a lot of the damage. So I'm not even sure that this is, like, as good of a sword for Ayaka as it is for Keishing. And assuming that Baal is a support slash or a healer or both, it obviously wouldn't be good for her either. Oh, interesting. Developers discussion. Question. I wonder if we'll get to see the condensed resin cap increased to 4 in this lifetime. In version 1.4, the maximum amount of condensed resin that you can have at once will be increased. We will discuss this in detail during the version 1.4 sneak peek live stream. I have question 2. I have condensed resin in my inventory, but when I try to enter a domain, the game still tells me that I have insufficient resin. Answer. Resin notifications will have improved in version 1.4. If you have a condensed resin in your inventory when entering a domain, you will no longer receive a notification about having insufficient resin. Question 3. What is the current maximum adventure rank? In version 1.3, the maximum adventure rank is 60. In version 1.4, the excess adventure experience gained after hitting adventure rank 60 will be converted into Mora. Question 4. I increased my world level to continue leveling my adventure rank, and I regret it. How can I decrease my world level? What is there to regret? It's not like anything really gets that much harder. Answer 4. We have already created a solution. We will explain our plan for adjustments to all travelers during the version 1.4 sneak peek live stream. I hope whatever solution there is to that problem involves being able to reduce your adventure rank so you can co-op easier with friends that aren't at your adventure that aren't at your world level. Sure, Batima, 1 second. Question 5. Can you improve the weapon upgrade system? It took me almost 20 minutes to get my weapon to level 40. It was improved. Now you can just hold down on an upgrade material and voila. Answer 5. To give travelers a more convenient gaming experience, we will continue to optimize the weapon upgrade system in future version updates, such as increasing the number of slots for weapon upgrade materials. Okay. Question 6. I can't use the crafting bench in co-op mode. It's very inconvenient. Answer 6. Improving the crafting bench has consistently been a hot topic of feedback from travelers. We've also been continuously tweaking and optimizing its features. One such feature is the ability to use the crafting bench while playing with friends. We will make the crafting bench more convenient for travelers to use in the future versions. Please give the dev team some more time. Question 7. I want to save all of my birthday mail. Answer 7. We strongly understand travelers' desire to save mail from their companions, so a mail favorite system is in the works. Question 8. Let's get a re-challenge button in the Spiral Abyss. Yes! Yes! Answer 8. We hear you, travelers. We have made improvements to the Spiral Abyss in version 1.4. These will be thoroughly explained during the sneak peek live stream, so travelers should remember to tune in. Question 9. I want to locate my co-op teammates faster. Answer 9. The ability to quickly locate your teammates is already on our to-do list. We will keep striving to improve travelers' co-op mode experience. Question 10. After Zhao uses an elemental burst, does his elemental skill still generate elemental particles? It's a very specific question. Answer 10. After Zhao activates Bane of All Evil, using lemnistatic wind cycling on enemies will not generate elemental particles so long as he dons his Yaksha mask. It should generate elemental particles under any other circumstances. This situation is similar to Razor's, in which his elemental skill Claw and Thunder will not generate elemental particles while his elemental burst is alive or active. Yeah, but Razor has built-in energy generation ways to circumvent that. Does Zhao? I don't know. Someone else would have to answer that for me. Like when Razor uses a skill under burst, he generates an electro orb. Up to 3 orbs. And then if he uses hold on his skill, he absorbs the orbs that he has around him for energy. Zhao doesn't have that? That sounds annoying. It probably makes Skyward Spike a pretty awesome weapon for him. Yeah, so you get the particles and then burst while the particles are rushing to you. So you absorb them after you've used all of your energy. It's kind of annoying that you have to play him in that specific way, but at the same time, it doesn't sound that bad. Because it's not like you probably want to use his skill during his burst anyway, because his... there are so many other things that he can do, so using his... all the charges on his skill prior seems like the ideal way to play, at least. It doesn't force you into a situation that you don't want to be in. Yeah, that's my point. If you think about it, you probably would play him that way regardless. Man, now I'm actually starting to lean towards this. I don't deny that this is a very good weapon on Ganyu. But I haven't been able to fully use her as an aim shot DPS in Abyss yet. And the prototype is good on her. I wouldn't even be thinking about this if I had made the prototype instead of getting this. I aim shot the eyes, but you can do that twice every like 30 seconds, so. And there isn't any value that Ganyu has against them over anybody else once their eyes have been penetrated. If only I could turn back time and never have got this with my last battle pass. What is the rumored stats of the bow that we're supposed to be getting in 1.4? Maybe someday. Well, I could get her right now if I wanted. I just don't know if I want to go that hard. I know, I'm pretty sure I don't. I still have all of the Genesis crystals from Omer. Well, EM substat definitely enough to hit pity if I wanted. I have all of them. I never actually used any. Because I hit Ganyu so fast. I was able to do it with the Primogems that I had. So I've got 14,000 Genesis crystals in the bank. That I don't like to recognize that is there. No, he was super generous. And got the Leviathan pack. No. I don't think that that's worth C20 barb. Would be yet another constellation I wish I could turn off. No, I don't know. I'm... Ah, damn it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Now that I have C4 Bennett, knowing that the C5 is there... Is it maybe worth going and stopping once I get Bennett C5? I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't seem like a good idea. Oh, I was reading the questions, Borat, but you asked if certain Serpent Spine would have been good for me. And yes. Right now I have 2 DPS Claymores, which would be... They're both craftable. Prototype Archaic and Snow Tomb Star Silver. So obviously the best Claymore I have is this. And while it is good, Serpent Spine would be better on Diluc. So it would just be an upgrade of this. But if there's anything making me hesitate about Serpent Spine is that I do have 2 more prototypes. It is because of the crit rate. Like most weapons, crit rate and crit damage are just... It's not about need, it's just better than attack. Since there is no... It never falls off. It's 27.6%. We are looking at it currently. So yes, Serpent Spine would be better. So not only is it have a crit rate main stat, but the passive is a flat damage increase. So it doesn't bother with the tricky attack shit. It would be an improvement. Even though I have 2 more Claymore prototypes. So I could get this thing up to a 420% damage proc. I still think Serpent Spine is better. The only reason that I'm not taking Serpent Spine right now is because I have a lot of weapons. And every, like, instinct is telling me to build up, not out. So maybe it's just a better idea to refine this up to 4. And then refine something that I already have, instead of picking up a 4th unique BP relic. Not relic, a weapon. But Black Sword obviously doesn't feel like the right call. I probably would have picked up Black Sword if I had gotten Keisheng, but that's not happening anymore. So it's Solar Pearl and Viridescent Hunt. If I don't refine Solar Pearl or Viridescent Hunt, then I take Serpent Spine. Also, Prototype Archaic has a base attack of 565. Serpent Spine goes down to 510. No, I didn't. That sucks. Not that, Gen 3 chains weren't that big of a deal. But if they're creating an entirely new rarity for the new chains, I have to imagine that they're clearly better than anything else in the game. Because I haven't used Diluc and Razor yet, together. Right. A new rarity means that they're probably going to be. And that stinks. That really, really stinks, because assembling all the chains is an undertaking that spans years. That does not entice me. The idea of getting an entirely new tier. I'll probably get Serpent Spine. It is a good weapon. It does have a very good refine. So it starts out at 30% damage and goes to 35, 40, 45, 50. Got it. Refined 5, the Serpent Spine is just disgusting, isn't it? Could have been well on my way. I got Diluc before I got Ganyu. Could have got the prototype bow for Ganyu and then been building up a Serpent Spine right now. F me, right? Well, I don't really think that getting the Solar Pearl was a bad idea. What I'm saying is I think getting the Viridescent Hunt was a bad idea. Like, I should have made a better informed decision at the time. I still use the Black Sword. But I could be using the flute instead of the Black Sword. Yeah, that's my point. When I got those two weapons, they weren't bad decisions at the time that I got them. But when I got Viridescent Hunt, it was a bad decision at the time that I got it. It was just a bad decision. I should have thought about it more. It at least seems better than the prototype. Because of the difference between attack main stat and physical damage main stat. Physical damage is just so much better than attack. R1 is probably at least equal to R4 prototype. It's because the refine increase on prototype is not good. It's a damage increase for the proc, but it's still only ever 15 seconds. It never reduces. And 15 seconds is a long time. So the refine doesn't really affect that much. That's the slot Zhongli's usually in. Mining just doesn't seem the same since he's on the Friendship 10 bench now. Oh, that's unfortunate. I have no idea. Attack is such a weird statistic to me.
を見
You're helping, Jing.
風よ私に応えるのだ黒き翼よ
火炎よ燃やし尽くせ
That's it. Well, on Razor, it's not really situational. His entire kit is basic attacks. So it does add a powerful hit every 15 seconds without fail. Because that's... What are you doing with Razor if you're not basic attacking? Well, the Claymores aren't. The only reason we're having this conversation is because both of those Claymores are actually good. We're just comparing them against each other. So basically, in the eventuality that I am forced to use both Diluc and Razor on an Abyss team, and having both of these Claymores, what is the value of adding a third Claymore to the mix? Is the idea. And I do think that it is better. Serpent Spine is better than both of these for sure, because the damage passive is just more than either of these can possibly provide. Along with the fact that it has a crit rate main stat, which is something that physical damage could potentially be as good as. Or at least more than attack. But the only way crit rate falls off is if you have over 100% crit rate. If I got Serpent Spine, no, this would stay level 20 for life, probably.
相手を間違えた。
この件はわかるかい？
断罪の名に。姿を見。
I don't think it's that bad. It just looks bad because it has an improved version if the enemy has cryo on it. But I think if you remove that part of the text, it's still fine. It's physical damage, it's not cryo damage. Despite the fact that it's an icicle.断罪の名に。 I don't think that there's any point in this game where you're not going to need Mora. But gaining 2,400 Mora a day, it does not exactly sound helpful. Accurate. I don't know, I haven't thought about it. Once I hit 55, I just considered that to be the cap.
断罪の名に
Oh, where are you going? Well, there is a hard cap in the amount of resin that you can spend in a day, even if you have unlimited funds. I do believe that 60 is just impossible. No, not just 5 resets, because you also have the... once you've done your 5 resets, you can get fragile from the battle pass as well.
この程度の傷
Which will never cease to impress me, I guess. How are you still up
断
here?
罪の名において
There.
剣に近い
Well, I really do think I am done now. It's pretty clear that I'm going to be taking Serpent's Vine. That was always the number one chance once I got Homa on the weapon banner. Just kind of trying to do my due diligence and see if there was a better choice rather than screw up like I did with Viridescent. That would be very on me. To just impulse pull upstream. Yeah, how many of those do I got? 2? Well, it's going to be a while before we see any more standard draws. probably in 2 weeks. No, for further than that. Because the Battle Pass refreshes in 2 weeks, but I'm not going to get all 5 of the fates from that immediately. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Probably looking at 3 to 4 weeks. Wouldn't be the first time that it's given me what I missed on Acquaint Fate banners. Or no, Intertwined Fate banners. Like that Bennett C1 and that Diona C0. Standard banner bails me out. Alright, well, have a good night.